We're here for our first investigation in a while of the way that we do it here at our new hometown, home base of Gallatin, Tennessee. We tonight decided we were going to do the Gallatin Square. We're out in the public. We're in the center of downtown Gallatin. So unfortunately there are going to be vehicle noises every so often that we're going to hear. So it's going to corrupt probably some of the audio. But the reason why we're going to do this square is because this square has a lot of history to it. From when it was built. At one point it was occupied by Union General Payne. While he was here occupied into the Civil War, he would actually hold execution of suspected spies that were working for the Confederacy. He would hang them here in the square. So that's one of the things that in the history. Another one was the cholera pandemic that happened here. That in one summer month they had over 60 people die in this town. That it was so much that the undertakers didn't have enough room for all the dead bodies. So where did they stick all the dead bodies? Right here in this square. There was a fire at one time here that burnt a lot of the buildings down. They rebuilt all the buildings back. They used pictures to build the buildings back around here that were destroyed back to their original look. So some of the claims that they have here that we've read in a book called Haunting Handbook, Nashville. We were reading through it. They said that sometimes people see Civil War soldiers, shadow figures of Civil War soldiers, and there's even hot spots. So tonight, even though we're surrounded by electricity, I'm using the millimeter a little bit different tonight. Tonight I'm going to use the millimeter not to get electromagnetic, but to watch the influctuation of temperatures, because there are warm spots. And tonight it's cold. You see I'm wearing my jacket. Heather's wearing a hoodie tonight. It is cold out here. It is fall. And so we'll be able to feel the hot spots, and hopefully we'll be able to see a jump in temperature. And they say that's because they think it might be remnants of the fire that devastated this area. So we're excited. We're finally getting back out here doing it. So come along with us, and we're going to enjoy this one. So the cool part is this is also my first time and Heather's first time actually exploring the square.
Oh, goody.
We've never actually explored the square since we've been here. So why not, for the first time, to have it be a paranormal investigation? And we're going to take you guys along with us on the exploring. There's a lot of history to Gallatin. Gallatin is the county seat to Sumner County, Tennessee. It beat out a ghost town called Cairo by one vote. This is also, we'll be going over here in front of the courthouse, because there's the little courthouse right here, the old one. They're building a new one that's going to be a lot bigger, a little bit, about a block away from the square.
Now, mind you, it wasn't that long ago that we actually came through town to find the roof of the new courthouse on fire.
Yeah. But
and we have videos of that up on our Facebook.
Yes, we do. We're actually going to go over here there's a historical plaque over here. Another significant thing about Gallatin is...
Sorry, I was locking the car.
That this is actually where the first African American volunteers for the Civil War signed up to fight in the war. which is pretty cool in my book. I mean, this is neat. It's something different for me and Heather. You know, we come from the big city, and now we small town it. But this is you can see that we're getting ready to come up to the marker in 1863. So we had among the first ex-slaves in the Union Army were 200 local volunteers who enlisted here on the public square in July of 1863. They became part of the 13th United States Colored Infantry at Nashville. 2 months later, the Army recruited additional ex-slaves at Gallatin, Nashville, and Murfreesboro to form the 14th Colored Infantry here. So, some really neat. It just says the same thing that it said on the other side. But that's why we chose to do here. This place is just full of rich of history, not just regular history, but violent history too. This is kind of a backyard playground for the likes of Andrew Jackson, Sam Houston, the other people that were here. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this thing on for me. So you guys can see, I'm getting base temperature reading of 61.7.8
Fahrenheit.
So we're just gonna kind of wander around aimlessly a little bit, just to see if we could feel any warm spots. You know, if you feel one, Heather, speak up and we come over there. We'll check just so you guys can see. I'm standing over this vent and it's still at 61.9, so there's not a major change in it. It doesn't feel like a warm spot, so there's nothing warm coming out of there.
There's no type of steam vent or anything.
Yeah. So that way that we could kind of.
And something you'll see too, I guess this is an annual thing they do, skeletons take on the square.
Yes.
So there are going to be skeletons kind of randomly placed.
There is another place here within the square, but it's not in this part of the square, called the Palace Theater. And the Palace Theater is registered in the National Historic Monuments as it's the oldest still standing theater in Tennessee, and one of the oldest standing theaters in the United States. That. So, I think we could walk back here too. But and once again, we'd like to apologize for the noise. Can't help the fact that we're in a very, very public place. And yeah, it's just a creepy looking statue. Did you get that statue? I mean, that thing is just
Um,
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to let the ambulance or the siren pass by. We're very close to the hospital. It's not too far from here.
it's a small town. Nothing's too far from the hospital.
Yeah. But this is part of the square right here. This is the back part of the square. I guess we'll just kind of do a little lap right here. And then I haven't felt any like hot spots like they were saying yet. So
Oh, trust me. I'll tell you if I feel one. My Florida is showing.
no, but we've enjoyed the move. We're super excited about the move, and we've yet to regret making the move. Okay, so but so yeah, so you guys can see this is also part of what they consider the square over here.
Well, and what better place to bring people content than from smack in the middle of the Trail of Tears?
Mm-hmm. But just to show you guys, there's the Palace Theater right there. I'm crossing my fingers that we find out who we have to talk to be able to go ahead and do an investigation there. It's supposed to be haunted. They think that it's haunted by the guy who owned it for the
Wait,
60
right.
Well, sometimes the little things will get you.
Talking crosswalks.
Yeah, talking crosswalks, but we weren't expecting it to talk. But anyways, they think it's haunted by the owner that ran it for 64 years and it's fine, up and going. That's actually Swaney Swift Gifts and Prescription Drugs is actually the original drugstore here in downtown Gallatin. It is now a burger and milkshake place.
With really good burgers.
Yeah, so really good burgers there. They're, can't complain. We ate there once and the burgers were just phenomenal. And really, it hasn't gone, I mean, it's gone up another degree, but really nothing. So.
I'm not exactly sure how many of the buildings around here were damaged. We'd have to further look into that. Maybe knowing what buildings specifically were damaged would be a good way to hunt for hot spots.
Well, from the book from the information I got from that was that people just feel them in random places. Just in it didn't say whether they found them in the same places, but they would find them in random places. But we're gonna go ahead and play with our favorite tool, our S-Box.
We won't be using the REM pod or anything like that tonight because there's too much running electricity in the square. That would easily mess with that type of equipment.
Okay. Sorry guys, I accidentally slowed it down. Is there any spirits here that would like to talk to us? Let us know what happened. Anybody here that was hung for being a spy for the Confederate Army and caught by General Payne? Anybody here that died from being sick during the
Cholera.
cholera outbreak?
Sorry, guys, I'm the walking thesaurus.
Any spirits that want to come talk to us, feel free to come and use this device that's in my hand to speak to us through. And we like to get your story out there.
And please remember, just because we don't get answers tonight doesn't mean there's no activity. There's no real rhyme or reason, especially to an intelligent haunt.
Is there anybody that wants to tell me what the plans are to, and who I'm supposed to send them to for any of the Southern Army that has been captured? I am one of the people that are willing to help you. Can you come talk to me before you get executed? Were any of you wrongly accused? If you were one of them that was wrongly accused, can you come and talk to me? Talk to us? Anybody remember General Payne? General Payne, are you around? How about Mr. Truesdale? That elicited a response. Can you say that again? Did you say a name?
Now, up here, I believe they pronounced it Trousdale.
Trousdale?
Where I know most people pronounce it Truesdale, but I believe it was pronounced Trousdale up here.
Mr. Trousdale, are you trying to talk to us? Mr. Trousdale, you do know that your house is still here in Gallatin. Some came over. Would you like us to go near your house?
Alright guys, we're about to have a small cut. That's only because I have to record in 20-minute increments. We will be right back and continue where we left off.
Mr. Trousdale, are you happy about the changes in the town of Gallatin?
Maybe try this way, see if we pick anything.
Is there any victims from the fire that broke out here? We were told that there was a brothel that the women and their children that were there burnt to death. Is that a true story? Can anybody tell us that one? Is there anybody here that remembers Andrew Jackson?
Now, Andrew Jackson's childhood home is in Hermitage, right? That's
Yeah.
about 45 minutes away.
Is there anybody here that got to serve with Andrew Jackson?
What's the temperature reading at?
Huh?
What's the temperature reading at?
63.6. I'm trying to get this way because there's stuff coming over it, and I don't know if you're able to pick it up, but I'm hearing it's very low. If you're trying to talk and you're having a hard time, you are allowed to use some of my energy to help push through. But if you use some of my energy, please give me a name. Can you tell us where in the square were the traitors, the spies that General Payne hanged? Where were they hung at? Should we go more towards the center of the square?
What is hanging? Oh, that's the rope. Okay. Sorry, I thought somebody hung something there.
Alright, well, I'm going to walk closer to the courthouse. Feel free to continue trying to talk to us. Are we close to where the gallows were? Mr. Trousdale, are you still around? If we were talking to you, are you still here with us? What about Rose?
I heard something.
Rose, are you around? If so, can you tell us about your flower garden? We know you were very proud about your flower garden. Would you come to the town square and... Oh, we had it. Oh, that's supposed to be, never mind. Would you come to the town square and sell some of your flowers? Now, Rose is the lady who husband built the Rosemont. which is not far from here. And she built a rose garden at the Rosemont, which is something she was very proud of. But she was one that used to frequent quite a bit in the Gallatin area. Is there anybody here that was here during the Civil War that had nothing to do with the war but being scared?
I heard a whistle.
I heard a whistle too.
Sirens.
Are there any wounded soldiers?
Sirens, guys. Sorry.
There's any soldiers around that could tell us which one of these buildings do we go into if we're wounded from the war? Can you say that again, please? We have somebody who's been hit in their leg, and we need a doctor to look at it. What building do we go to see the doctor if we got wounded in battle?
I heard the same response, but okay, same tenor, same tone, same sounding word, but I can't make out what the actual word is.
Okay. What about, can somebody point me to the undertaker to tell me where to lay the body of my loved one that has died from this terrible sickness that's been spreading throughout the town? Is there anybody here that could direct me?
Why don't you switch it up and try the dowsing rod? Oh.
Can you say that again? I heard you. If you don't mind saying that again, please. Where do we go to sign up if we want to volunteer for the war?
That was like 3 different responses. Guys, this is a time to remind you, keep those earbuds in. Maybe you'll hear something we didn't.
Do we go in the courthouse to sign up for the volunteer? All right. Well, thank you. I'm going to put this up now, and I'm going to use something else to try to communicate with you with. Is that okay? All right, I'm turning this off. Thank you for talking to me with it. All right, guys, so Just so y'all will know, AM, where we're at up here, AM stations are pretty much non-existent. You can't get them. So that means a lot of if we're catching any kind of voice phenomenon on the spirit box, I am running an AM backwards. That there's no other explanation I could dig up for why we would get responses on the AM when you can't even play regular AM stations in your car up here. But I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the app that's in major debate by everybody. I'm going to ask some of the similar questions we've already asked to see if maybe we hear something that sounded kind of like what we might have heard. Because maybe we had a hard time hearing them through the white noise. I don't know, it's just a guess. We've gotten positive responses from the necrophonic. So that's why we have no problem using it ourselves. All right. Once again, I'm going to start communicating. If there's any soldiers that died from the war around us that want to come tell us your story or tell us who you are, feel free to use this device that's in my hand to communicate with. It's similar to like the last device, but it'll be easier for us to hear what you're saying, make out what you're trying to tell us. Is there anybody who could tell us where to go if we have any wounded soldiers? We made it to the town square here in Gallatin, and we're hoping to get our wounds checked out by a doctor. Can somebody please direct us to a doctor? We have information for general pain. Is there anybody out here that could direct us to somebody who... Is there anybody here that was executed for being a conspiring spy for the Confederacy by General Payne? Did you say Sam? We heard the name, we think we heard the name Sam, so if that's correct, can you say it again, please?
Who is here?
My name is Chad, and this is my wife, Heather. Can anybody tell us what happened here? What's going on with this small town that so many people are dying and the bodies are being just left in the square? Anybody still looking for loved ones that died of the sickness or even the fire? Is there any of the Truesdale residents here with us right now? Mr. Truesdale himself, are you here? Rose, are you around? we're
And
here, and
guys, we do.
we would like to sign up to join the fight with the union. Where do we go to sign up? We'd like to volunteer our services. Is there anybody?
Hey, let's move out of the way because I don't know which way they're going to pull out.
Is there anybody who could point us on how to get in contact, or somebody who can contact General Payne? We have some information about some spies. Is General Payne in the courthouse? Or did he head out to the Rosemont?
Is there anybody here that witnessed what happened with the fire that was set to the new courthouse?
Did the new courthouse catch on fire due to a lightning strike? No.
Since that's an ongoing investigation, I think we ought to.
Let's go over here. Sorry guys, we got people coming towards us. I don't think they're going to their cars. So we are in a public place. Well,
You realize when you said there's some people coming towards us, it said 2. How many people are over there?
2 people. All right. Well, if you were able to tell me how many people walked over here, near where we were. Can you tell us what color the car is that Heather's leaning up against right now? I don't know. At one point it sounded like it was going to say it, but...
It's about to cut.
All right.
All right, guys, we're going to have a cut here.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us for another CHP Paranormal Exploration Adventure. Hopefully we caught some stuff. If you guys do, please, you heard Heather say it earlier, I'm going to say it again. Have your headphones and earbuds, whatever you're using to help you listen to it. Maybe you could pick up what we heard off the S-Box. If you did, put it in the comments, timestamp it, so we could go back and look at it and see if we hear the same thing that you heard or possibly heard. If you happen to see anything that we didn't see, you know, when you're watching it, go ahead, feel free to comment, also timestamp. You know, we're excited. We're getting ready to kick off more places to go. We got a list of places that we want to go to and check out for you guys. Check out a couple of the myths, urban myths around here, put them to rest. So many different things we're getting ready to do, guys. Now that we're here, we thank you guys for supporting us. We thank you for our supporters that have been around, that have been waiting for us to put out new content, and we're worried that we weren't. As you guys see, we're back. We're gonna get you guys more content, we promise, as always. But until then, this was a good one, and we just wanted to bring you from our new home base of Gallatin, Tennessee. And until the next time, I'll see you at the next haunt.